Coming up in episode 5 of My Life in Football Manager, starman Lee Duffy picks up a season-ending injury, and we head into the final day clash against U.C.D. Hello viewers, I'm Lygo. Welcome back to episode 5 of My Life in Football Manager, and today we've got the final day of the league season. So don't forget, if you enjoy the video, leave a like, and to keep up to date with the series, hit the subscribe button to be notified when the next episodes are available. But first up, the big news is unfortunately we've got an injury to Lee Duffy, and he has a hip injury keeping him out for up to 4 months, which runs into the start of next season. And as things stand, I'm still undecided on what we do with him. As you can see, his overall ability and attributes are now starting to decrease. He has just signed a contract for another year though, so I'm tempted to keep him on, see how he gets on, because if you look at his stats, he's scored 13 goals, assisted 6 in 21 games, so that's a good return. Average rating of 7, so even if he ends up playing as a backup player, I think it's worth keeping him at the club. But moving on from that, if we come down and have a look at the schedule, after a bit of a dodgy run of form, we beat Galway in the last episode. We went on to smash Letterkenny in the first round of the Senior Challenge Cup 6-2. And then we ran Dundalk to a close encounter. We lost 3-2 narrowly, including a couple of mistakes, one which gave a goal away where the keeper rolled the ball out to their centre forward. So that was a very positive game despite losing. Unfortunately, we did go on to lose to Shelbourne and Cork, who were top of the league, so there's no shame in that. But then to finish the season, coming into a bit of form again, a 0-0 draw against Cove, which wasn't great given their league position. But 2 consecutive 1-0 wins against Bray and Wexford has left the table looking like this. So we go into today's game against Dublin. We're expecting a difficult game. We're going away to them. But even if we lose, we're only going to drop underneath Cabinteely, providing that they win. So the worst that's going to happen, we're going to finish 8th. But as you can see, we've been competitive. Should we sneak a win and jump above Wexford, I'd be absolutely delighted with that. But if we just go back into the schedule and scroll down, you can see a lot of this recent form has come because of one player, and Sean Gavin, and what a player he's turning out to be. I mentioned him in the last episode, but you can see his stats. Look at that. He's made 9 appearances in all in the league. 5 of them starts. He scored 4 goals. Not got an assist yet, but he's some player. So I'm looking forward to seeing more of him next year. But before we do that, we'll move on to the final game against Dublin, and hopefully Sean Gavin can be another key player throughout this match. So this is how we're looking for the Dublin game. Our much improved back 5 of Holland, McHugh, Mulcahy, Okpolopka, Brooks, with Hughes anchoring the midfield, Manning and Nissel ahead of him, starman Gavin on the right hand side, Walsh on the left with Adam Lennon leading the line. Let's move into the dressing room. Let's pump our fists. What do we tell them? Tell the boys they've been on a good run lately, so go out there and impress me. All we've got to do is, I'd love a win. First and foremost, I'd love a win. All we've got to do is avoid defeat, really. If we can get a point today, I'd be very happy with that. But as this season's gone on, we've just gone from strength to strength. As you probably saw earlier in the episode, the big thing that's let us down this season is the defence. We've been conceding goals left, right and centre. Since we've brought in the new defenders and new keeper, that's improved significantly. 2 clean sheets in the 2 last games, and then that's really setting us up for next season. If we can continue to improve, that'd be even better. But as you can see, we're now being competitive against teams higher up in the table, and I still hark on about that result against Dundalk. Yes, we lost 3-2, but we ran them close, and that's a team that's within the Europa League this season. So things are looking a lot more positive. Now, the only concern I do have is the board, and I've asked them for it. They've still not offered me a new contract, which is up at the end of the year. So I need that to be forthcoming, or else we end up being out of work looking for a job. And just as I was praising the defence earlier on, 57 minutes on the clock and rather tame goal to give away there. So throwing not dealt with on this left hand side, cross into the box, and he's just got away from 22, who's at Mulcahy. He should be doing better. I think I'm going to mix it up because with not much going on in this game, I'd like to see the team push on a little bit more. So up the tempo, tell them to be a bit more creative. And I'm going to ask them to shoot on sight because the assistant was recommending that before the game. Now the front three are not really playing that well, but the positive that we do have now is we do have, I don't want to say strength in depth, but we do have options from the bench. Unfortunately, Gavin has not turned up in this game, which is a bit of a shame, so Lennon can move out to that right hand side. And Paul Riley, who is a youth player that's come through our youth intake, kind of wants to be a target man, but I'm training him as a pressing forward to play on attack. He can come in. Not really ideal, but he can lead the line. And we've got Manning that can push out to the left for Walsh, which means Cornally probably gets his final appearance, I think. Don't think his contract is going to be renewed. He's 3-star player, still potential, but he's just not turned up at all this season. I can't get him to play, whether that was as the playmaker or Mazzala. So we'll continue on. Hopefully we'll encourage the boys, see if we can try and get back in this game now. Now this is a problem, we are chasing it, and I'm going to go to attacking mentality. But the problem is, if we start chasing too much, potentially, the issue then becomes that we end up giving more goals away. I think the substitution I'm going to make here is George coming on for Nicelle, who's again another player that we still haven't got the best of yet. We'll push George as a second striker and allow Hughes to be ball-winning midfielder on defend. And do we go direct? Yeah, let's go direct. Get them to pass into space. And hopefully we can just get something out of this last 15 minutes. We'll give them another shout of encouragement. And I suppose the concern is we haven't had a highlight. The one highlight really in this game has been the goal for Dublin, but that looks to be it for the end of the season. It kind of goes out with a whimper, but never mind, we can rebuild over the summer and come back as a stronger team next year. Let's go into the dressing room for one last time this season. I think I am going to go with not happy with the performance out there. It's not done anything for Hughes. It's motivated a couple of the other players though. So the final table looks like this. The results did go our way in the end actually. Wexford beating Cabinteely cements us that 7th place finish. What else has gone on? Shamrock Rovers beating Bray Wanderers. That's a big upset considering Shamrock only got 12 points all season. So 7th place finish, 34 points. 9 points behind Bray in that final playoff position. That's very much a positive, I think, considering the aspirations of the board this year were avoiding a bottom place finish. So overall, I'm happy with that. So the next episode now will be the transfer special, followed by the first game of next season. So thank you for watching. Don't forget to leave a like and remember to subscribe to see more of my life in Football Manager. And I'll see you next time.